let's talk about cookie dough and patterns and arrays. So I have some cookie dough here, and it doesn't really matter what variety of cookie dough you have, but for the cookie dough, you have to make all the cookies, the balls that you make for the cookies, the same size as each other. And the reason behind that is, if you had a cookie that was this big and one that was this big, which is normal sized, and one that was this big, all on the same cookie sheet, then what would happen is this cookie would be burned, this one would be just right, and this one would be raw when you took the tray out of the oven. So it's kind of like a Goldilocks fairy tale, but we want all our cookies to be just right. So you want to make sure that you make them all the same size. Now, you could make them all a little bigger than mine, or a little smaller than mine. This one is a good size. This is a good size. And even this is a good size, as long as all the cookies on the tray are the same size as each other. So you don't want to mix up sizes like this on the same tray. Just make sure they're all the same size. So the next thing we want to talk about is the pattern or array. In math class, you may have heard of those terms, patterns and arrays. And what it means is how it's arranged on the tray. So if I say we want to make a pattern out of 15 cookies or an array of 15 cookies, you need to think about how many rows and how many columns would it be. So we're going to have it 5 by 3 because 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. So if we do 15 cookies on a tray, then we will have 3 going the short way and 5 going the long way. So let me do some of them so you get the idea. I'm not going to do all 15. But if you do this, you then have to make sure that they are spaced out enough. Because the other thing that happens when you're making cookies is when you put them in the oven, they begin to flatten out and spread. So if they do that and they're too close together, then you've got a problem because you have one big mass of dough that turns into a gigantic cookie and they're not all separated. So here's an example of a row of 3 and a column of 5. And if you can see, they're all spaced out separately and pretty evenly. So I didn't do them, 5 of them, that close together. I spread them out so they take the whole space all the way down the column. And the same thing with the rows. If we do 3 across, then we have to make sure that they're spaced out, one on one side, one on the other side, and one in the middle. If you did a pattern or array of 12, you could do 2 by 6, but the ones that are the long way that are 6 cookies would be too close together. So a better way to do it is 3 by 4. And again, it would be 3 across and 4 down the long way. Got it? Makes it nice and easy.